What if I really was someone else? Very far away on the other side of a television screen.
I Saw the TV Glow is a 2024 psychological horror drama. Written and directed by Jane Schoenbrunn, it stars Justice Smith and Bridget Lundy Payne. Two teenagers bond over their love of a supernatural TV show until it is mysteriously canceled.
Sometimes the pink opaque feels more real than real life.
Maddie, it was a TV show.
Are you sure that's all it was?
I love A24. I really do, because they give so many talented, creative, young filmmakers opportunities to make the kind of movies that they want to make, and you can really see their creativity. Now, with that being said, it's not that I love every single A24 movie. Some I like more than others. Some are amazing. Some are just okay. But they all have that creative freedom, and we get to see really unique stories, unique characters, unique scenarios, setups, just all these things that just feel different. And Jane Schoenbrunn, the writer and director of this, has a very unique vision, a very unique style to the way she makes film. But this is definitely not going to be for everyone. And there were certain things about this that were not necessarily for me. It's very much a slow burn. There are these enormous pauses and lots of time given to mundane tasks and objects. It has this real prodding along kind of vibe to it that does add to the creepy quality and the eeriness and just the uncomfortability that this whole movie has. And when I say some of it didn't work for me, it's mostly the end of this movie. It's a very unique ending, but in general, it is a little bit of having to be patient with kind of movie. And to be honest, it was a little bit above my head. This is the kind of movie that you don't get all the answers, and I would be surprised if anyone was able to really follow and understand everything in this movie. I think it's gonna hit everybody different and mean different things for everyone. But one of the things I really enjoyed about this was the TV show that's created in this. Very rarely do you see something like this or a movie in general where they make a fictional show and they give it as much love and care as they do into this, because it really does feel like a young adult TV show from the mid-90s. I mean, something that you would have seen on Nickelodeon, right there with Goosebumps, Eerie, Indiana, and just a bunch of other ones that were out at that time. The show that is created in this is called The Pink Opaque, and it's basically about these two teenage girls who have these supernatural powers. They're like psychically connected, and they fight these weekly monsters. Like I said, it's very much a Goosebumps type of feeling to it. And so it has this really cool nostalgic feeling to it as well. But it's just a beautiful movie. I love the color choices, the way it's shot. Everything just feels rich and creative. And without giving anything away, everything in this just feels a little bit off. And it's by design. You know, that is kind of the point, especially as you go into this movie. Eventually you start to kind of figure out somewhat of what's going on here, but it's very mysterious. It's extremely layered. There is a lot of things going on here, social issues, things to do with, you know, coming of age and growing up and being unsure of yourself, and something that even as adults we all deal with of identity and just in general who or what we are. It also deals a lot with feeling like you're living almost in a dream, like your life just doesn't feel real. This mundane life that a lot of us lead, and walking around almost like, you know, zombies and not really fully living our lives, not going for our passions and just kind of doing the 9-to-5 grind because we think it's the right thing to do, or we have, you know, a family to raise, things like that. It digs into that, and it deals with some things on that level as well. But like I said, there is levels of this movie that I feel like I just wasn't able to grasp. It's something that I think on a second and even maybe third watch, I would grasp on an even deeper level. It just feels like one of those. And so because of that, it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea. Not only is it a slow burn and artsy, which is not everybody's jam, it's also extremely heady and deals with some really uncomfortable issues, deals with some personal issues, deals with societal issues, things like that on a pretty deep level. And so it's not necessarily a fun movie, but that's kind of par for the course. If you go in to see an A24 movie, you're generally not just going in to see a popcorn kind of movie. It's going to be a layered, more complex type of story, and this definitely fits that mold. But it's really unique and creative. It's definitely well done in every aspect of making a film. The directing, the editing, the style of it in general, it just feels well thought out, well put together. I also think the cast do a phenomenal job in this. There's mostly just these two main characters with a few other side characters like the ones in the TV show and stuff, but they all just do their roles really well. I was especially impressed with Justin Smith because the movie is kind of told through his point of view, and he plays this really shy, introverted type of character. You're not sure if he's like maybe on the spectrum, but there's this antisocial awkwardness to him, like I said, where he's trying to figure out who he is as a human as he's growing up. And he did a really good job of conveying that, just the awkwardness through so much of this movie. It'll make you feel uncomfortable. But I wouldn't necessarily call this a straight up horror movie. It's definitely got horror elements, mostly when it comes to dread and anxiety. And there are a few visuals and things as it goes, especially towards the end of this movie where it gets more horror-ish, but it's definitely, you know, a multi-genre kind of movie. It's definitely dramatic, definitely supernatural and weird, but I really appreciated this movie, and I feel like it's one that on a second watch I'll enjoy even more. The ending of it just is kind of abrupt in a way, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and so it kind of made me soured a little bit on the movie at first, but then as I thought about it and I started to process it and understand what this was going for and what the ending could possibly mean, I started to enjoy it even more. And the more I thought about it, the more I appreciated this movie. So if that sounds like your jam, if you want something that's heady and definitely a psychological horror, mystery, drama, then you should definitely get out to a theater if you can and check this one out. Give it some support because these are the kind of movies we need to keep seeing made. But that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for checking this out. I wanna give a massive, huge, enormous thank you to the Ghost Pirate crew, to you guys over on Patreon, and to the channel members over here. You guys mean so much to me. And if you want to help support this channel over on Patreon, there's a link down in the description. Or you can become a channel member over here and help support the channel that way by hitting the join button down there. But like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror can be fun. And if you enjoyed this, watch my review of The Strangers Chapter 1 over here. And I'll see you guys next time.